All right, guys. Today we're going to be looking at another Leetcode problem. This one is actually an easy problem. This is the best time to buy and sell stock 1. This should be the Leetcode problem 121 at the time we publish this video. We are going to do this in O of 1 space complexity and O of n time complexity. So having said that, let's jump over. Let's look at the problem. Then let's talk about the thought process behind the algorithm we're going to create. And then after that, we'll look at the code. All right, so this is the description of the problem. This is best time to buy and sell stock. It reads, you are given an array of prices where prices I is the price of a given stock on the ith day or that number's day. You want to maximize your profits by choosing a single day to buy one stock and then choosing a different day in the future to sell the stock. When you're done with this, you want to return the maximum profits you can achieve from the transaction. If you cannot get any profits whatsoever, just return 0. So let's talk about this problem. Let's think about it logically. For this test, we are going to use a test data set of 715364. So what are we going to want to do? We're going to want to look at all the values in the array and find the largest profit we can find. To do that, we're going to need to remember our lowest price, our current profit, and the highest possible profit we can achieve at that time. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to want to initialize a variable called min price. And we're just going to go ahead and set the minimum price to price 0 because it's the first price that we're going to see as we go through this array. We're also going to go ahead and say that our profit is 0 when we initialize it. So those are the first two variables we're going to initialize. So we're going to create a loop and we're going to iterate through the loop. While we're going through the loop, we need to ask ourselves a couple questions. What is the minimum price at this time, given all the information we have, right? So our minimum price is going to be the lower number between two separate values. We're going to check our current minimum price, which we initialized up here to be 7, and the price of our I. And our I is going to be 1. So we're going to look at these two, and we're going to say our current minimum price, the lowest price we can get to right now, is 1. So given that's our lowest price, we're going to go ahead and set it. Now we're going to set our current profit. How are we going to get our current profit? Well, we're going to take our current price that we're on, price I, and we're going to subtract that from our minimum price. In this case, which is also I. So what we end up with right now is a current profit of 0. So on our first pass through, our current profit is going to be set at 0. So now that we have a current profit, we actually need to figure out what our maximum profit is. In order to do that, we need to look at our current profit and our maximum profit and set maximum profit to be whichever one of those two is the larger value. In this case, our current profit and our max profit are both 0. So we're just going to go ahead and set it to 0. Now we're going to iterate through our loop again. And in this iteration, I is going to be 2. So what we're going to say here is what is our minimum price again, right? The minimum price is going to be the lower number between two values. Our current minimum price, which is 1, and the price at price at 2, right? I2. So that is 5. So the lower number between the two of these is going to be 1. So we're going to set our minimum price at 1. Now we're going to get our current profit. Our current profit is going to be price at I minus the minimum price. Remember, we set the minimum price earlier. So we're going to take 5 minus 1. That's going to give us 4 for our current profit. Now we're going to recheck our max profit. So we're going to reset our max profit, and we're going to set that to be the larger number between our current profit, in this case 4, and our max profit, which was set at 0. After doing that, we're going to set our maximum profit to 4. Now we're going to iterate through the loop again, right? So on this iteration, we're going to check and see what's our minimum price. Our minimum price is going to be the lower number between our minimum price, which was 1, we've maintained that the whole time, or the price at I in the array of prices. In this case, it's 3. So what's the lower number between 1 and 3? It's going to be 1. We're going to maintain that minimum price. So our current profit is going to be whatever price at I is minus minimum price. We know price at I is 3, and our minimum price is still 1. That's going to set our current profit to 2. So we're going to recheck and see what should our maximum price be, or our maximum profit, right? What should our maximum profit be? We're going to look at our current profit, which is 2, and our maximum profit, which is 4. And we're going to set max profit to be whichever one of those is larger. In this case, it's 4 still. Iterate through the loop again. We're going to do the same thing, right? The lower number between two values, our minimum price, which is 1, or our price at I being 4, which is 6. So we're at 6. So our minimum price is still 1. Now our current profit is going to change, right? We know that we're going to set our current profit based on our price at I, which is 6, minus our minimum price, which is 1. So our current profit is actually going to go to 5. Now that we have that, we're going to set our max profit to be the larger value between two numbers. Our current profit, which is 5, or the max profit that we've had previously, which is 4. So we're going to go ahead and set our max profit to be 5. We're going to iterate through the loop again. So on this iteration, we're going to check the exact same thing again. The lowest number between two values. The minimum price, which is 1, or the price at I5, which is 4. So minimum price, still 1, right? So now we're going to check our current profit. We're going to take our price at I minus our minimum price. Price at I is 4 minus our minimum price, which is 1. That's going to give us 3. So we're going to set our maximum profit to be the larger number between the two values again, with our current profit being 3 and our maximum profit being 5. So when we're done with the loop, all we're going to do is return our max profit. And that is the logic behind the program, or I guess behind the algorithm that we're getting ready to construct. Let's jump over, let's look at the algorithm, and I'll show you guys how to set it up. All right, guys, so what does this look like? All right, guys, so what does this algorithm look like? Well, first things first, we need to initialize two variables. We're going to initialize the maximum profit, and we are going to set that equal to 0. And then we are going to initialize our minimum price, and we're going to set that equal to prices, and we're going to do prices 0. Okay. Now that we have both of those, we're going to jump into our loop. So we're going to initialize a loop. We're going to go with for I int I equals 0 if I is less than prices length. We are going to increment that. So now that we've got the loop set up, what do we want to do? Well, we need to set our minimum price. So our minimum price is math min between the current minimum price and the prices at I. So once we have that, the next thing we need to do is we need to get the current profit. And we are going to set current profit to be the difference between prices, the current price, and the minimum price. So what we're going to say here is prices I minus min price, right? Now, after we do that, we need to set our max profit, and we're going to set our max profit to be max between current profit and the max profit. So max profit. Okay. So we're going to set it to be whatever one of those is higher, right? After we're done with all that, all we need to do is return the max profit. So if we've done everything right and we have no errors in our code, this should run. So as you can see, it was accepted. Both cases were accepted. Let's go ahead and submit it. And it did submit. We ran in the middle of the pack. Typically, it just depends on how many times you run this. You'll move up, you'll move down some. It just depends on your test cases. And that's it, guys. That's everything you need to know to complete the best time to buy and sell stock 1 on Leetcode. Again, we did do this in O of n time and O of 1 space complexity. If this video helped you out, consider liking, leaving me a comment, and subscribing to the channel. We'll continue to upload Leetcode solutions as well as some other coding problems we do, and we might even end up uploading some game coding once we get to that point. But as always, have a great morning, noon, or night wherever you are. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video.